look at this thing like an ocean of information, okay? You guys cannot jet ski over this ocean of information. It does not work. I need you to put on scuba gear and get wet. At the top of this page, it says, please indicate your position with respect to the items below by marking them as follows. So, you're going to read these two things here. There are numbers that, there's a 0 that runs down the middle, and then there's a 1, 2, and a 3, on a scale as you get closer to either side of the thing. What I want you guys to do is to read those two statements, and you put an X where you think, the answer lies for that particular thing. It says, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. Okay? Think about that. Some of you guys are going to be researching in depth Kristallnacht. My group in the back over here, you guys are going to research in depth the voyage of the St. Louis. This group over here is going to be doing the bombing of Auschwitz, and this group right here is going to be doing liberation. And you guys are going to basically watch some videos. You're going to read some articles from the New York Times. You're going to read some online articles about your particular topic, and I'm going to have you guys fill out this chart that I'm going to be passing around here in just a second. Where is my Voyage of the St. Louis group? There's 4 of you. Alright, do me a favor, move that mouse over here. Where is my Bombing of Auschwitz group? Alright, so the 4 of you are going to gather around those 2 computers over there. And then Liberation. Where's my Liberation group? Alright, there's 3 of you. 4?
Yeah,
Where?
Morgan's not here.
Who?
Morgan's not here.
Morgan's not here. Okay, I want you guys at this table here. If everybody could, I would definitely start to fill out this sheet. Alright, so that we can have a discussion on what it is that you guys read, looked at, watched. Those charts are just for you, to keep notes of the stuff that you're looking at, so that when you guys debrief to fill out the worksheet, page 46 of the New York Times. That ad, when it appeared in the paper, I'm not kidding you, it was probably an inch by an inch.
In my desk, I have copies of an exchange of letters between the World Jewish Congress and the U.S. War Department.
You guys know how else they may have found out about it?
Oh wait, family. This one is Jews coming over,
Telling people about it, that's a good answer. And how else? Where else did people get their news from? Not just newspapers, there wasn't television, what was there? The radio, and what other things?
I don't know what
Where else do you go for entertainment? Or where did they go for entertainment? Exactly, through the newsreels. You guys read the newspaper, did you?
I read the sports.
You read the sports and then
I
you...
read the sports and the national political news stuff.
Like the headlines. So do you think you're going to catch a,
Not usually, no.
And that's blown up. It wasn't, I don't think it was that big when it appeared in the newspaper, and it was on page 46. So you might want to make note of that, on your worksheet, because I think that that's definitely, important. Is there some responsibility on the press, to lay out those details? So, when you have a New York Times article, to go back to your question, finding a social response inside a news article, that's what's being reported to the American people. So based upon what you guys know about what happened during Kristallnacht, okay, what were the social decisions that our media made in reporting Kristallnacht to the people? What would be an economical thing concerning war?
Costs them too much money to bomb it.
Okay, so that would be an economical reason.
I mean, that's a horrible reason for them to say no, but it's a reason for them to say no.
You're exactly right. Okay, so I mean, just because it's a horrible reason,
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily, it's a horrible reason to say, no, we're not going to,
Bring Jews in.
take more refugees, so, whatever the reason is, it's a reason. The camps, what did you guys put for that?
We said that America's government was well aware of what was happening at the concentration camps, but they neglected to take action right away.
Okay,
And then we said that the military was improperly informed about the conditions that the prisoners were under and what they were walking into. And then we said that the society knew only of, like what was in the newspapers, they didn't really know much.
okay, all right, good. Summarize the event. So for somebody in the class, we use the word liberation, they don't know what liberation is. Explain what liberation is.
Outside countries freed prisoners from concentration camps. However, the troops were misinformed on how to treat the prisoners and they overfed them. And even though they freed all the prisoners, some of them died because of how weak they were.
Yep.
We said no and yes because they weren't given the full extent of what was actually happening over there, but yes, because they didn't further explore the information that was given to them.
Okay, good. The New York Times ad about Kristallnacht, share with the group where that ad appeared in the newspaper.
The New York Times released an article about what happened that night on Kristallnacht on page 46 of the New York Times. It was about an inch-by-inch article that probably nobody would have even read, even people that read the paper every single day. Only the people that read it the entire way through, which is a small percentage.
So think about that. Like, I got students that come in here, they grab newspapers and they read the paper every day. But Frank, when you pick up the newspaper and you read the paper, what do you read?
Sports and the national headlines, that's it.
And he skims the headlines. So if you were picking up a copy of the New York Times, do you think you would ever get to page 46 to see, a tiny little classified ad, in support of, helping the Jews in Kristallnacht?
No, never.
Okay.
They had to report the activities that were going on. They did absolutely nothing to get those people help or to do anything about it. They were just doing their jobs, just to report what was going on.
Perfect.
It's where things started to get violent, where they started to really injure people and hurt people. That was the turning point.
Good job, guys. Great job.
They knew what was happening in Auschwitz.
Uh-huh.
What else could have been happening in Auschwitz with the whole camp there?
Okay.
And they did nothing about it, and they didn't help any of the Jews to come into the United States whatsoever, basically.
Okay. When did this event occur?
The year of 1944, towards the end of 1944.
Okay, perfect. And then do me a favor, summarize for the class then what exactly it is that you guys did research on.
Well, the American government, this is based around the American government and what they did with the Jews, and the American government basically lied and cheated their way out of dealing with any of the problems dealing with the Holocaust.
Okay.
And Jews coming into the United States, there were eyewitnesses and McCloy basically, that was a big one.
Okay. So refresh everybody's memory, what is, when I say the bombing of Auschwitz, for someone in the class here that has no idea about the bombing of Auschwitz, what are we referring to?
The American government claimed that they couldn't bomb Auschwitz because the planes didn't have enough fuel
Okay.
to fly over Auschwitz.
So who was requesting the bombing of Auschwitz?
Was it McCloy, or was it just?
It was just Jewish
It's
organizations.
Jewish organization.
Is it the job of the press to do something, or is it the job of the press just to report the news as they see it?
I personally, I think it's more, based on who the person is. That is their job to just report it, but, if it was me, I would try to help, so, I don't know.
Okay,
It's
as a
kind of- it's a gray
reporter
zone.
or as a, official
think-
at the New York Times?
Yeah, more as a person, I would want to help, but as
Okay.
an official, I think it is the job to report it, to get the facts, so I don't know. It's a
Okay.
gray zone.
It is, it definitely is a gray zone. Good. While they were on the ship, they sent telegrams where?
I don't know.
There was a telegram that was sent where? From the ship. It was sent directly to who?
Was it to the families?
Not to the families. Does anybody else know?
Oh, wait, was it to the president?
Yes, all right? They sent telegrams and pleas, letters, you know, directly to the White House. These answers here are not black and white, okay? I want them, and it's, the lesson is designed so that these answers are difficult. You know, you should be, you know, well, I see this point and can understand this point, but, you know, like, and fall somewhere in the middle.